Up in a nutshell. So something happened that a mutational energy went out and it got into people's, into people's genes. So it happened in the generation of Matt, possibly. Well, they explained it as a mutational energy. What happened is they took eggs from Matt. She didn't know. And the kids that they made varied in various ways. And any variation at this time in this society was considered negative. Somebody argued that some of these traits could be positive, but they figured if they were positive, then they would be stronger. So like the blue-eyed trait, when Gramps came out blue-eyed, so they bred him back to some more of the cached eggs that they had. And because his offspring, Frogman, by his mother, had his mother's eye color, they figured the blue-eyed trait was weak and undesirable. So anyway, breeding someone back to their mother hadn't been done in the advanced society at that time. The appearance of the child was, what we would, typically associate with Siberians now. But the appearance of the people who were living in these cities like High Brazil looked more like Paul Ryan. And Frogman was sent down with the Deltas and started stirring up problems with them. He couldn't relate to anybody down there, and he was more, of an alpha or a beta, and able to organize and direct these people and to do things that. So the Deltas started having anomalies among them, and one of them was that they started breeding on site, which was not something that had been done by them before. And Toonook was born in that. But she didn't know that Frogman was her father, and she was the only person there that he could relate to a little better at that time. Now, eventually that changed. But for at least the first little while, she was the only one who could understand him at all. Now, Frogman had his mother, Gramps had his mother's ability to transmigrate, or to, hear other people's thoughts and enter other people's heads and influence other people's behaviors. So did Frogman, so did Commando. But at that time, that was a very rare trait. That was not a trait that was in any of the, it wasn't in the people living in America, it wasn't in any of the wild people anywhere else, and it wasn't in the people in the cities. And so all of the traditions, shamanistic traditions, are people descended from these people, from Matt. And from Gramps and from Frogman and from Toonook. And but this was like 12,000 years ago, maybe a little longer, I don't even know, but it was a long time ago. So many generations have passed, many iterations have happened, and then there arose people that pretended to have this ability. And so anyway, when Matt determined that she had this ability, she wasn't using it for anything violent, but her descendants didn't see the need to restrict themselves in that way, and she didn't know that she had any descendants. There was some kind of decision that she was party to that was based on the idea that she didn't think that it pertained to her, and somehow or another. And everyone makes mistakes like that. So, anyway, but only happy accidents as far as I can tell.